The shit need the toilet paper. See everything like a nosy neighbor. Never paid attention to the corny haters who got short paper. Horses in the engine, walk a Texas Ranger. Look at the pot.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is one half of After Hours Live from the Man Cave. Once again, it's your host, Tay Wiggs. My co-host, Mark Sr. is not with us today. He's on vacation. Let's get it. 4 games on yesterday. You know what the crazy thing is about these playoff games? Anything can happen in the playoffs. The first time I ever seen 2 8-number seeds beat a number 1 seed in the same day. And first and foremost, every team that I picked yesterday to win a game, they all lost. Yes, they all lost. First game we're going to start with, we know like mainstream media always start with the big games. But let's start with this game right here. I'm going in order how the game came on. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Orlando Magic. 2 things I take away from this game that I've seen Steve Clifford make adjustment to. Throw James Ennis III in your lineup, and you throw Gary Clark in your lineup. The reason being that he threw these guys in the lineup to give him more length out there on defense. I mean, yes, Giannis did what he had to do, but the whole thing was to make those guys' defensive abilities be more impactful for the Orlando Magic when they're on defense against the Milwaukee Bucks, like Eric Bledsoe, Chris Middleton. When I seen that adjustment when the game first came on, I said, man, this is like it's about to be a loss. Just because they was more in a 2-3 zone defense. Yes, they're making Giannis take more shots on the outside. Chris Middleton didn't really give you that much. But like I said, we're going to shed a light on these guys who I thought was key players and made a difference into the game. Like James Ennis III had 11 points, 11 rebounds. That was huge. Some people might look at, it's just a typical game. But for a guy like that, a glue guy, that's huge. Gary Clark, 15.6 rebounds. That was definitely huge. The reason I'm looking at the points, too, is between those 2 guys, those 26 points to go along with 14 boards. That is huge because different guys doing different things and being involved in the game. Not only Markelle Fultz had 15 points and 6 assists. Terrence Ross, 18 points, 6 rebounds. DJ Augustine, man, always play beautifully around this time, especially when you get into the playoffs. 11 points, 11 assists. But the person who stole the show for the Magic was Big Vooch. Vucevic, 35 points, 14 rebounds. Very huge, very huge. I mean, everybody was getting involved in the game, playing in the paint. They's making the Milwaukee Bucks take some tough shots out there too as well, which I like. You know Giannis is going to get his, but you start looking at guys like when they throw in the game, Kyle Korver, who didn't give you nothing. If you look at Brooke and Robert Lopez, they didn't really show up. And Wesley Matthews, guys didn't really show up. We talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, one of the best defended teams in the NBA, and they gave up 122 points to Orlando Magic, and they lost by 12. So one thing like I said, we keep saying about the bubble, nobody had home court advantage, point blank. Period. All these teams is more focused on one thing. I'm tired of people saying, "Hey, if somebody win a championship, the NBA, the title will have an asterisk on it." I don't believe in none of that stuff. It's meant for somebody to be a champion at the end, and it's meant somebody to lose. So this Larry O'Brien trophy will go down as probably one of the greatest defeats that we've seen so far because what's going on right now in the world. I mean, you're a champion at the end of the day. It don't matter how you get it or how you win it, as long as you're not cheating. Houston Astros. But like I said, you're looking at the Orlando Magic. Steve Clifford put the Orlando Magic in the playoffs 2 years in a row. This is the first time they've been in the playoffs since 2010, 2011, back to back. That's going back to Dwight Howard and those guys. You looking at Terrence Ross. So I'm gonna name like these 3 guys. Can they do this same performance again in the game too? Terrence Ross, can he play big? Vucevic, can he do it again? even though that's your star, remember there's no Aaron Gordon right now. So if you had Aaron Gordon, this probably could be a little bit more interesting. Gary Clark, certain guys, names I want to say, can they produce again? Can he get a 15-6 again, 15 points rather than 15 points and 6 rebounds? Can he do this again? Because the hardest thing about the NBA playoff, coaches make adjustments according to the players. So these players had to step up to the plate and do this all over again. So we'll go right to the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, the live and die by a three-pointer, man. It's kind of, man, I don't like the threes. Too many players taking threes in the playoffs, man. It's taking a low percentage shot and not connecting on it. I'd rather for players to take the 15-footers inside, the high percentage shots. You get fouled once the free throw line. Every player to me want to shoot a three, kick their leg out, throw an arm out, and frail and fall on the ground. I think they should get that call every time. It don't happen like that. You cannot get that call every time. If they did, they'd be calling like the NFL. You can call holding on every play, but if they did that, it would slow the game down. These players shooting three-pointers, kicking their feet out, trying to get the call. Only one player that I knew who was getting that call almost every time when I was watching. I am still watching basketball. Is Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller is the king of that. But the other guys who's doing it, shooting threes, they extending the arm out so people can run into the arm. At the end of the day, you still got to get a defender too. It's room to come down too. Now you're invading their privacy as well. So I'm looking at Chris Middleton. He was 2 for 6 on the three-point line last night, 14 points and 6 rebounds. So this guy, Chris Middleton, is supposed to be the catalyst or the B guy to Giannis Antetokounmpo. And sit back watching, like I said, regular season is different. He's not that guy. Chris Middleton is not that guy that you could depend on. And the sad part about this, if people who did watch him in playoffs last year, he's going through the same trials and tribulations right now that he did last year. He's going to give you glitz. He's going to give you glitz and glams. He's going to show up and give you a big game. Then the next 2 or 3 games, he's going to be absent. So when you're looking at Chris Middleton, he got to be way more effective. You cannot expect your number 2 guy to go out there and get you 14 points. If Giannis scoring 31 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 assists, Chris Middleton's supposed to be right behind him with 27 or 28 points too as well. Wesley Matthews got to give you more than 12 points. Eric Bledsoe shot horrible for the three-point line. He was 1 for 5. George Hill is George Hill, man. Kyle Korver's old. He's not the same out there. We know in the playoff, touches shrink. Your superstars get more touches. You got to find that one hot guy that's going to take over for you. And we haven't seen that. George Hill still playing like George Hill. He has 16 points, 5 assists, but he don't make them shots when it matters the most. Still turn the ball over a lot in crucial situations. So when you're looking at those type of plays, what's going on late in the fourth quarter, you got to do it. And the one thing I'm going to say what the Orlando Magic did on Giannis, like I said, that 2-3 zone, the rotation on him on defense to keep him at the free throw line extended. Yes, he had a couple of threes off the glass and went in. He's not a three-point shooter. Giannis will attack the hole every time. So if you play the 2-3 defense, you got 2 long guys that's real lengthy out there to make it hard for him to score and get into the paint. It's gonna be frustrating. Now he got to rely on the other guys to take over in the game to get buckets. And these guys not shooting or not scoring at will. It's gonna be a long night for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's only one game. The Milwaukee Bucks will make adjustments. I would like to see the Bucks bounce back in game number 2 on Thursday, which they will do. Tie the series, even the series up. And that man, Giannis Antetokounmpo, said they did not beat them last night. Talk about the Atlanta Magic. He said they beat themselves. He said we play hard. They didn't play hard as we did. That sounds good. But at the end of the day, they beat you. They played harder than you guys. They was on the floor. They grabbed rebounds. They wanted it more. And like I said, they say it's no home court advantage. I'm a piggyback. Well, Orlando and Miami pretty much, they are at home. They just don't have no fans. So they the only team that really have like a little home cooking for them. It's different from them. They used to it. They used to the environment. So It's not like you lose game one. All right, we go back to our fans. Game two, let's get this going. If Milwaukee play like this again, they could be in trouble. Just like the team I'm talking about later on. So Giannis Antetokounmpo played big, but you got to get more from your guys like a Pat Connaughton. Glue guys got to step up way more. Robin and Brook Lopez got to step up. You need something to prevail to win these games. You cannot give hope to an 8 seed. The last time I seen an 8 seed beat a number one, I believe it was Baron Davis and the Miracle Warriors with Matt Barnes. They beat Andre Kirilenko and the Utah Jazz and Darren Williams. Now, the other one that I remember was the Denver Nuggets? The Denver Nuggets not the number one seed. Don't get me wrong with the team. I believe it was the Seattle Supersonics with Jack Sigma. I don't. That's what I might be thinking about them taking care of business. So we're gonna go right along. Game number 2. The Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers. So Jimmy Butler, and we know TJ Warren still got this feud going on. And you looking like TJ Warren, Jimmy Butler. For those who don't know, earlier, I think it was last year, they got into it on the floor. Who knows? Back in another team, the Memphis Grizzlies back in 2012, beat the San Antonio Spurs 42 as well. So anything can happen in the NBA playoffs. So the Denver Nuggets in '94 beat the Houston Rockets. Well, the Seattle Supersonics. So I was right. So that was good. So, like I said, game number 2, you had the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers. Victor Oladipo went down early with an eye injury. And when he went down in 8 minutes and 43 seconds. And you looking at what Victor Oladipo brings to the team. First of all, you missing 20 points per out there. TJ Warren had 22 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. But down the stretch, to me, TJ Warren was playing a little scared of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler hit a couple of crucial threes, back-to-back threes. He hit one off the glass and one went straight in. He threw up one. They let the Dragon go off 2 in the fourth quarter and the third quarter. TJ Warren was playing a little timid out there because Jimmy Butler started jaw-jacking at TJ. And once I seen that going, I said, man, TJ don't have no problems. He got in with the ball late in the fourth quarter in certain situations. Yes, he made a couple of points in the fourth quarter, but for you to be that guy in the bubble playing down there, they need another scorer. And I thought with the Indiana Pacers, I thought they had this game going to win. But then again, like I said, anything can happen. But if you want to win, Victor Oladipo had 4 points. If you want to win a game, you're missing another guy out there too besides Victor Oladipo. You're missing Domantas Sabonis, who's actually out with plantar fasciitis. Miles Turner, 9 points, 9 rebounds. This is your big man in the middle. And I'm sorry to say this, but watching that game 1, Pacer fans, don't come at me. Please don't come at me. He started looking like Roy Hibbert out there. Yes, I said it. He started looking like Roy Hibbert out there, missing easy layups, not hustling back down on defense on the other end of the floor, not grabbing rebounds, getting outplayed by a guy that's not undersized man. So when you're looking at, like I said, Miles Turner, if anybody trying to be mad at certain players, I'm definitely being mad at Miles Turner. We know he want to get paid a big contract at the end of this season. And for you to get paid, you still got to show the other ball clubs and organizations that you mean business out there. But you cannot be playing like you just coming from the G League and your first call up. We need to see more. We need to see more from him. This is terrible. Malcolm Brogdon, 22 points, 10 assists. I thought Malcolm Brogdon had the ball too much in his hands yesterday late in the fourth quarter. They need to see other guys sustainable spots on the floor so they can score. Like I said, Justin Holiday had 8 points. Jakar Sampson with 10 points. 10 points. But I still need to see more from Aaron Holiday. Need more from him. I was surprised Nate McMillan to play Bataze to get him a little bit more minutes on the floor because Miles Turner won't give you nothing. They got outplayed. They had the game. They on lock. I think it's a little bit me. When I see Marco Brown the ball in his hand a lot, he's so stiff and flat footed. His game is just pretty much it's boring. It's boring. TJ McConnell, they have him more at the point guard spot and let Malcolm Brogdon move side to side, penetrate. This Pacers team is a threat to the Miami Heat, but the Miami Heat are not scared. They're not scared of these guys. Point blank period. They're like, hey, we know we got a killer in Jimmy Butler who played with a killer instinct. We know the Dragon gonna show up in the fourth quarter. Bam Adebayo gonna play hard. Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson is definitely gonna play hard. So you're looking at these guys right here, whose names I just said, is going to bring it every night. Like I said, they're going to have to make some adjustments before they get back off if they want to tie this series up. The Pacers are going to be in trouble. Like I said, no Domantas Sabonis. Who knows how long Victor Oladipo out. Hoping there's nothing that serious. Hope he'd be ready for a game too. If I feel like Victor Oladipo was out there yesterday, we could be talking about a whole different situation for the Miami Heat. But going on to the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler had a rough start. Finally woke up in the fourth quarter. Like I said, Jimmy Butler is not a three-point shot taker. He's actually by far the worst three-point shooter in the NBA. But for the guy to come up big and make two clutch shots and to believe in himself, confidence is real, people. For little boys and little girls out there, not even boys or girls. For young adults all the way up into the men and women in the world. Confidence is key. If you don't have no confidence, man, it could be a long day or a long life for some people, but your confidence is key. Jimmy Butler kept playing through adversity. Like, yo, I'm not hitting. I'm getting up to a rocky start. Because TJ Warren did like he was getting the best of him. The one thing I do like about Jimmy Butler, he calls people out. He's going to guard you. He's going to D you up. He's going to come with it. So you're looking at Jimmy, like I said, Jimmy Butler brings everything that you need to a table for a team. He might be a missing link to a real key championship contender team. Tyler Hero, the rookie out of Kentucky, 15 points. He come huge, long, athletic, can shoot the three, play defense. Duncan Robinson, he has 6 points, 3 rebounds. I thought we should have seen more of him. One thing about Duncan Robinson, he does lead the league in three-point shooting percentage-wise, if I'm not mistaken. I would love for him to play more in the paint to make it difficult on the Pacers. Like I said, Miles Turner, them guys not really rebounding down there trying to get the wins, secure to keep the team off the glass. If you can see him more in the paint more and get more rebounds, it'd be ugly. This series can get ugly real quick. That Bam Adebayo, who is pretty much up for most improved player of the year, which is key. 3 blocks, 6 assists, 10 rebounds, and 17 points. So can he bring that again the next night? We know he's been an all-star this year. I keep saying that. After key threes, jump shots. He put the team on his back when it matters the most, coming up big. Eric Spoelstra, when he found out his team was down by, he took a timeout in the fourth quarter, almost like 8 minutes. I want to say like 8 or 7 minutes to go. Took a timeout twice. He took another one late in the fourth The other one was pretty much all right. Let's calm down and let's get this. Let's get back on it. Let's secure this win. Took another one 4 minutes to go. I'm gonna say like 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter to calm him down again, give him a breather, to rally his troops together so they won't blow the lead, and they get back out there. So give Coach Aaron Spoelstra some love out there for taking two crucial timeouts that I had seen when Indiana started coming back and forth trying to build up their momentum. Once he took that one, their momentum went down. So shout out to him for taking momentum timeouts for his guys to come through. Like I said, Pacers lost this game by 12. I had the Pacers win about 7. I had the first game, the Bucks win about 22. Not looking good. And the third game, we was watching OKC and the Houston Rockets. In that third game, man. So I thought the small ball was going to hurt the Houston Rockets. I thought the Thunder was going to benefit from it more. That score was 108 to 123. Rockets won by 15. No Russell Westbrook out there. The player I said that needed to step up actually did. Dino Gallinari with 29 points. We knew you was going to get from Steven Adams, 17 and 12. I'm talking about points and rebounds, 17 points and 12 rebounds. Chris Paul was short of a triple-double by assists. He had 9 assists, 10 rebounds, and 20 points. But the two players I wanted to see the Thunder get more out of was Dennis Schroeder, who shot horrible, 3 for 12, 6 points. You had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 9 points, 4 rebounds, and he was 2 for 8. And you had Terrence Ferguson as well, who played 15 minutes with 6 points. So these guys those last 3 guys I just named, they need to be a more impactful for in game number 2. If they put this same gameplay in game number 2, the Rockets going to send these guys home. Because this ain't the same Thunder team that I seen in the bubble as playing with a little chip on their shoulder. To be honest with people, when I was watching this game was it was starting to get a little chippy. Because Chris Paul's still mad about y'all actually trading me away from the Rockets for Russell Westbrook, give or take. But I think if the Rockets that had Chris Paul, I think it'd been way different. But we know why they made that trade. Chris Paul has the ball in his hands a lot, just like James Harden. Russell Westbrook can play without the ball if you have noticed certain games, and so can James because they know they can get theirs anytime they want to. But for Billy Donovan and his Thunder, what we need to see more of, we need to see more rebounding. Nerlens Noel didn't play that well, 4 points. We need to see more Andre Roberson. We just need to see more of these guys out there. We need to make some adjustments. Ralph Nader, we need to see him out there more on the floor too for his defensive presence. This right here for the Houston Rockets, everybody keeps saying they don't have no big man. I was one of them guys that say, hey, if you don't have a big man, you could be in trouble. Your big man out there is Robert Covington. What is it, 6'7"? You got PJ Tucker out there at 6'5", 6'4". So you're looking at these guys actually playing with heart and tenacity. The whole objective of the game is to get the ball through the goal. PJ Tucker, I thought, played fantastic. Even though the points, the spread might not say so. 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 11 points. That's pretty good because he actually getting points. And he's another guy who hits the corner threes very well. So if you leave him open, he can make you pay. I always had a little joke about him, like, look, what are we going to remember about when PJ Tucker when he retired? And most people say they didn't know. I said, right now he's the shoe king. I said they're going to remember him for carrying all the shoes around in the bubble, bringing 60 pair of shoes with him. And just not in the bubble, but also at the arenas he carried a lot of shoes. So we remember him for that. But I thought he played very well against Steven Adams too as well. Then back down. Another guy, Eric Gordon. Like I said, there's no Russell Westbrook out there. He played significantly great, 21 points, stepped up. They made it a little bit easier for James Harden. Ben McLemore was huge with his 14 points. Uncle Jeff Green. It was a bunch of mismatches out there, first and foremost. for the Thunder. To be honest with you, the Thunder got some guys that actually played in the playoffs. Got some seasoned vets that play in the playoffs. PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon, Jeff Green, just to name a few. Austin Rivers. These guys played in playoffs before. Looking at somebody like a Terrence Ferguson in the SGA, who's really not played that many playoff games to understand the magnitude of what's going on out there on the floor. When you're looking at those guys combined, them guys then will all played over 100-some games in NBA playoffs. So you find other ways. And everybody keep forgetting that Jeff Green, Russell Westbrook, and all these guys, and James Harden, they all played together in OKC. So what Uncle Jeff brings to the game, long and athletic, could defend, could hit the outside shot, could hit the inside shot, and he could post up. With that being said, he had 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. He just brings a different dynamic to the game. He's going to attack that paint too. So the Thunder had to put another game plan together to find out how they're going to stop the Houston Rockets because James Harden was 6 for 13 from the field, from three-point line. He had 11 rebounds and 37 points. Like I said, he looks a little bit different since he lost that weight. He looks a little bit more agile. He can get down the court with no problem. And fellas, please stop going for the James Harden head fake if you want to win. You know what he want to do. You know he don't have a real crossover. It's just dribble. Then he make his move. He catch you with it. He catch everybody with the same move, the head fake. And people go for it. He goes straight to the basket. That's just a little food for thought right there for defenders who guarded him. The last game, last but not least, the Portland Trail Blazers and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Portland Trail Blazers are not your typical 8th seed. This team in the West could be easily a number 2. They could be anywhere from a 2 to a 4 seed, to be honest with you, the way they play. The injuries, they had a lot of crucial injuries early in the season. But they're a healthy team. They got scores, and they can score at will. When I'm looking at this game yesterday, I'm going down the roster. I'm like, just cancel this out. You're looking at that player like a Carmelo Anthony. Him and LeBron James is guarding each other. I love to see that. You love to see that. You guarding one of your peers. So when you look at Carmelo Anthony, he have a good shooting night. He did have 5 assists. He did have 10 rebounds. He was on that glass. When he grabbed that rebound, he started cursing. He had 11 points. The one thing I do like what I've seen, they threw Wayman Gabriel in for Portland. Even though Anthony Davis had 28 points and 11 rebounds, Gabriel, Nurkic, and Hassan Whiteside was making it very difficult for Anthony Davis to score, a JaVale McGee, a Dwight Howard. That even though Gabriel's stat line don't speak for itself, 3 points, 3 assists. 4 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. He's making it hard for Anthony Davis to score. If you just get Anthony Davis just a little bit of a contact, can't score. He's rattled. He's not physical enough. He's more finesse in that paint. And Portland Trail Blazers, Terry Scott drew up a good game plan. Hassan Whiteside off the bench, 5 blocks, y'all. 5. Everybody was talking about the scoring of these players. 5 blocks from Hassan Whiteside. 5 blocks. With those 5 blocks, he took off. That's 10 points took off the board. The Lakers lose by 7. That's right there. Now you see where I'm getting at. 8 rebounds, 7 points. I would love to see Hassan Whiteside in the lineup. I would love to see can the Portland Trail Blazers do something crazy in the fourth quarter. Like, we're going to go with Dame CJ at the 1 and 2. Right. Melo at the 3. We'll put Nurkic at the 4. Hassan Whiteside at the 5. Because the reason I'm saying that, JaVale McGee don't give you nothing. Dwight Howard don't give you nothing. So if Terry Stotts want to amp it up or ratchet it up a little bit more, he can go to Lil Daily. He can go with his own little def lineup. See, can you stop this? There's the one thing about the Portland big man, they move around the floor. They roam around. They just don't sit in the paint. They be out there on the 3-point line. They guard the guards. They defend. They speak very well to each other on defense. And the reason why they win, they rebound. Portland, people say, hey, they don't play enough defense, but Portland don't give up too many second chance shots on the defensive end. So let's make that quite clear. Like I said, Nurkic, 16 points, 15 rebounds. That was definitely huge for the Portland Trailblazers to get that. Like I said, they keeping guys off the glass. You're not getting no offensive rebounds on them that many. CJ McCollum, like what bat? 8 for 20, 5 rebounds. This is the Portland Guards Junior. They're going to have nights they're going to be 8 for 20, 7 for 20. He had 5 rebounds and 21 points. That's huge because if you look at the Lakers backcourt, you're not getting nothing from that. KCP, Danny Green, nah, you're not getting nothing from that. I keep telling everybody about the Portland Trailblazers. When healthy, they probably got the second best scoring backcourt in the league. They probably got top 3. I'm not gonna put no order. I'm gonna say top 3 scoring backcourt. The reason I'm saying that, you got CJ McCullough, Damian Lillard, Portland, Steph and Clay, Golden State, Westbrook, and Harden, and Houston. So who's going to compete with that every night? So when you're looking at a guy like a CJ McCullough, who they say he have a fractured back, but you can't tell, but he's still playing, still going tough. And you're looking at Damian Logo Lillard, Dame Dollar. He was 9 for 21. He was 6 for 13 from the three-pointer. He had 34 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Dame, to me, right now, the way he's playing, he's on the crash course of being mentioned. Like I said, Brian took the words right out of my mouth yesterday because I've been saying this for the longest. Damian Lillard is the most underrated and underappreciated player that the NBA have. Let's say it again. Dame Dollar, a.k.a. Dame Lillard, is the most underrated and underappreciated superstar in the league. The way he go about his business different. Pulling up from the logo, hitting threes over Anthony Davis. He don't care who's in his face. Kyle Kuzma. He goes to the hole. He played with that grind. And he's one of them athletes who wasn't a high recruit coming out of high school. To all my young kids out there, do not get caught up in the numbers. Do not get caught up in the rankings out there. When you play good, they're going to see you. Point blank, period. That's all I'm going to say. They're going to see you. So never get discouraged. A lot of these guys in the NBA, some are highly recruited guys. And most of your highly recruited guys in the NBA are not here. It's be the guys that's not on the radar. The Kawhi Leonards, the Paul Georges, the Patrick Beverleys. It's those guys that you don't see that's high on the radar. Steph Curry is one of them. So it's guys like that you don't see on the radar. Keep going about your business. And like I said, this not your typical AFC. Damian Lillard, when he hit that 1-3 from the logo, and they put on Blow Your Whistle, you know he had to put on for East Oakland. Come on, man. You know he had to start. He started vibing out there. And I'm a LeBron James fan. I like Dame too. Always like Dame in his game. Dame on another planet, y'all. With Patrick Beverley and Paul George said to Dame, they woke up a monster. Point blank, period. If the Lakers want any chance with this Portland Trailblazer team, you better find some scores. You don't go out there and sign J.R. Smith and don't play. You don't go out there and sign Deion Waiters and you play for a minute in 18 seconds. You got KCP out there, 1 point, 0 for 9 from the field, 0 for 5 from the three-point line. What does he give you? Can't defend. I wish I can get paid by the Lakers to run side to side, from sideline to sideline, to set up and shoot a three and brick. That's not it. Then you got Danny Green out there on the back of his jersey say, how many more? I'm looking at how many more shots you go miss. That's what I want to know. 4 for 12, 2 for 8. We signed you so you can shoot the three-pointer. Get easy baskets. He's losing his edge out there on the defensive side too as well. Not the same Danny Green. When I was watching last night from Danny Green, I'm looking like Danny Green looking like he's back in Cleveland when he first got there playing with LeBron. So when you seeing that from these guys, from that backcourt combined yesterday for 11 points. The backcourt from Portland last night combined last night for 55. That nickel. You ain't going to beat them like that. Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum is blowing right past these guys and taking whoever to the cup. JaVale McGee, 6 points, 8 rebounds. Not enough from your starting center if you want to win. Got all played by a rookie. Anthony Davis. Don't get me started on him. 8 for 24, 28 points, and 11 rebounds. Hey, big man. I keep saying this. Al Horford was doing this as well a lot when he was in Atlanta. Man, stay with the three-pointer if you ain't hitting it. You need to play more inside. If they could put him more, if they could put Anthony Davis more at that center spot, he has so much of an edge over Nurkic, Hassan Whiteside. Frank Vogel not using his tools right. He's the type of guy you say, hey man, go to the 2 box, hand me the Phillips screwdriver. He come back with a flat head. Like, use the tools that you got. Dion Waiters, you signed him, you didn't use him. J.R. Smith on the bench collecting dust. So these guys, Dion Waiters played with LeBron. J.R. Smith won a championship with LeBron. Play these guys. Play Taylor Horton. KCP not giving you nothing. Why you got him out there? LeBron James, 23 points, 17 rebounds, 16 assists, 9 for 21 for 5. LeBron stopped shooting a three. It's not going down. Yeah, the stat line looked good, but you need to start the game off early. Let these guys know I'm out here. Let's go early. Attack the hole. Everybody want to come out and shoot threes. Not just them. It's across the league. Do what they got you there. If the Golden State Warriors is in this bubble, they'd be tearing heads up. And that's no question about it. These Lakers, Milwaukee Bucks, for those to be 8 seed teams, to be number 1 seed teams getting beat by 8 seeds, should be embarrassed. But like I said, Portland's not your typical 8 seed. But for the Milwaukee Bucks to get steamrolled like vegetables, a steamable vegetable pack, them in the Lakers, that's nah. Kyle Kuzma gave you 14 points, 8 rebounds. So all the teams that have lost these gainer ones, you have to come back with a better game plan. That we always talk about how Kyle Lowry playing the playoffs and missed shots. Hey, add Wisdom to that list because he's the same way. Danny Green the same way, folks. The last 3 or 4 years that he's been in the playoffs, he's been declining as an NBA player in the playoffs. He don't bring that same nasty that you want. Period. Damian Lillard out there shooting threes from the logo. Blow the whistle, come on. He out there jigging on y'all. Every time they show him coming down the court jigging on y'all, that should be the main thing on in the film room. This is what Damian Lillard doing. Shooting threes from the logo, and he's out there jigging. So how that look? Portland ain't playing. He ain't scared. Look at Damian Lillard's face. Man, he's so cold. Cooler the other side of the pillow, man. Rest in peace, Stuart Scott, man. Damian Lillard on another planet. If the Lakers want to win, gotta make some adjustments to that start lineup. Maybe we need to see less JaVale McGee. We need to see more of Marcus Morris. We need to see more, man. We need to see more. I need to see more from other guys. Maybe throw Caruso in and just start lineup just because he plays defense. We need to see more. KCP and Danny Green to give me anything. Frank Vogel, you got to go in your bag, man. Because right now, getting outplayed by the Portland Trailblazers. So, after that's said and done, we got 4 games coming on today, starting at 1:30. Got the Brooklyn Nets and the Raptors. Utah Jazz, Denver Nuggets, 4. 6:30, the 76ers taking on the Celtics. Then 9 o'clock, we got the Mavericks seeking revenge on the LA Clippers. Y'all know who I am. One half of the Man Cave is here. Your boy Tay Wiggs coming live from the Man Cave. I'm out of here. Peace.